through their music and stuff like that. But I want to come back to that because I'm really intrigued about how you're talking about your hair, because one thing I was realizing is that I don't hear a lot of hair journey stories coming from men, like especially
Mhm,
Black men. Like it's
mhm.
always like, women are doing the big chop or they're starting their natural hair journey and stuff like that. And me, when I did that, I understood, well, I didn't understand until I started doing it. Like, wow, this is a part of my identity. This is psychological. This is
Yeah,
emotional. And
yeah.
that's just me loving my curls.
Mhm.
So, with you, as a Black man and having that relationship with your hair or having a relationship with your hair at all, like, can you describe that? Like, from the flat top to the dreads to now, you got a fade, you got a nice fade now.
Yeah, yeah, I didn't get a haircut, so that's why I'm rocking my hat.
Hey.
But yeah, it's really interesting. As I was finding myself and discovering, um, my hair journey is associated with my music. And
Mm,
when I started having the flat top, I really wanted to take it back to when hip hop was in its infant stages. And I felt like I was in my infant stages of a solo artist. So I was like, okay, let me go back to these roots as I'm going back to my own roots to really start to engage with my music in a different fashion, because prior to that I was in a group and I was making music with a group. So me even going into my solo career, I felt
yeah.
like, okay, I need to adjust my look for that, and I wanted to be a student of the game. So
Mm,
that's really when I dove into the history of hip hop, and I started researching. I started listening more to hip hop that was coming out before I was even born. And going to the hip hop museum, going to New York, spent some time out there just to kind of get the vibe. And I was fortunate enough to tour pretty early in my solo career and see a few places. And I just kind of, it was like a birth of myself. Fast forward, as I started growing out my hair, I think it aligned a lot with um, just this black ownership,
mm,
embracing your blackness. It was kind of like around 2017 or so. And this has always been a thing, but I feel like more mainstream, like people were just like, you need to be unapologetically black.
yeah.
And my roots are from Trinidad and Tobago, and they have dreads there. They grow out their dreads, Caribbean. And I was like, you know what? I think it's time for me to start growing out my hair past my flat top.
Mm,
And I really wanted to connect with my Trinidadian roots during that time. So I was like, let me start this journey. And in growing out my hair, and I also wanted to get more connected to my blackness here in America.
yeah.
I really realized, I was like, I'm not gonna like try and fit this mold anymore. I'm gonna just grow my hair out and be me, and you're going to have to accept this and take this as it is in a business world. Anywhere you go,
Mm,
if you're unfamiliar with this, then you're gonna have to ask questions. And with that comes a responsibility as well. You don't want to be, you don't want to do it for like just style alone. You don't want to do it
right.
for trying to prove something either. You just want to do it, whatever kind of gets you a little bit more in tune with who you are. And I was just growing in that way of me surrounding myself with more people who look like me, as well as trying to assist and help in any of the issues that we were all facing. I started to get a better sense of responsibility and